Module 5.2 brings to light the global citizenship now. Now, to acquire global citizenship is very, very difficult and very different than acquiring a national citizenship, because we talked about a national citizenship for our country, that is India. Now, the case study that entails 5.2. Rohan's Maple Leaf Dream, the path to Canadian citizenship. The background of the study. Rohan Singh, age 35, originally from India, has been living in Vancouver, Canada since 2018. Rohan initially moved to Canada on a study permit to pursue a master's in software engineering at the University of British Columbia. After graduation, he secured a post graduation work permit, found a job as a software developer at a tech startup in Vancouver, and eventually applied for and obtained a permanent resident PR status in Canada in July 2020 through the Express Entry system. Rohan is well settled in Canada. He has a stable job, contributes to Canadian society through taxes, volunteers for local community initiatives, and has built a strong network of friends. While he misses his family in the country, he sees Canada as his long term home and wishes to become a full citizen. Now, because he has lived in Canada for such a long time, he has been there since 2018, so he is used to that kind of living and he feels at home in that particular country. However, his familial ties remain, but he still wants to be a Canadian citizenship. So let's see what all does he have to do and what all are the requisite for him to acquire this global Canadian citizenship. Rohan aims to acquire Canadian citizenship through naturalization. He understands that this is a multi step legal process with specific requirements under the Citizenship Act of Canada. Now, the key requirements for Canadian citizenship: permanent resident status. Must be a permanent resident of Canada. Rohan achieved this in July 2020. Physical presence. Must have been physically present in Canada for at least 1095 days, that is 3 years, during the 5 year immediately before the date of application. Time spent as a temporary resident, like a student or worker, can be counted as half a day up to a maximum of 365 days. Tax filings. Must have filed income taxes for at least 3 taxation years within the 5 year period immediately before applying. The language skills. It is very imperative to have to get a citizenship. Must demonstrate adequate knowledge of English or French, those are the official languages of Canada, at a Canadian language benchmark, a CLB, level 4 or higher. Citizenship test. Pass a test on knowledge of Canada, including its history, geography, economy, government laws, and the rights and responsibilities of citizenship required for application aged 18 to 54. So he does fall into that category. Oath of citizenship. Take the oath of citizenship. No prohibitions, must not be subject to any prohibitions. Example, serious criminal record, misrepresentation during immigration, removal, or any other order. Intent to reside. Must intend to reside in Canada after becoming a citizen. Now, let's take a closer look at Rohan's journey while he's navigating through this process and accomplishing challenges to acquire the Canadian citizenship. It is in 3 phases now. So, phase 1, meeting the prerequisites, that is year 2018 to 23. So, in 2018 to 2020, temporary resident period. Rohan's 2 years as a student and worker, 730 days, counted as 365 days towards his physical presence requirement. July 2020 to June 2023, permanent resident period or the PR period. Rohan diligently tracked his physical presence. He made sure his travel outside Canada, example, short visits to his country in December 2022, did not exceed the allowed limit. By July 2023, he had accumulated over 1,095 days of physical presence as a PR, counted temporary residence days. Language proficiency. Having completed his master's in English and working in a professional English speaking environment, Rohan easily met the language requirement. He kept his IELTS general training test results from his PR application as proof. Now, the tax compliance. He consistently files his Canadian income taxes every year since starting work. Phase 2 of his application now. The application status July 2023, March 2025. Application submission July 2023. Rohan completed the online application from CIT 0002E, that is the form that he filled, very carefully, uploaded all requirement documents, PR card, passport, copies, language proof, tax assessment, travel history, and paid the fee. He used the online calculator provided by Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) to ensure his physical presence calculation that was accurate. Biometrics happened in September 2023. He attended a biometric appointment to provide fingerprint and a photo. Background checks, which are ongoing, extensive background checks were conducted by Canadian authorities. Citizenship test. January 2025. Rohan received an invitation to take the online citizenship test. He diligently studied the official Discover Canada study guide, focusing on Canadian history, political system, symbols, and responsibilities. He passed the multiple choice test very confidently. Then came an interview in February 2025. He attended a virtual interview with a citizenship official who verified his document, confirmed his identity, assessed his language skills, and ensured he met all eligibility criteria. Phase 3, the final step and renunciation. That happened very fresh, April and June. Approval in principle happened in April 2025. Rohan received a letter indicating his application was approved in principle. Invitation to oath ceremony that happened in May 2025. He received an invitation to attend an oath of citizenship ceremony. The Indian citizenship dilemma now. He was at the crucial juncture that because Rohan had to give up the Indian citizenship because India does not allow dual citizenship. Let's see how he deals with it. This was the crucial point for Rohan. India does not permit dual citizenship, with limited exceptions not applicable here, like OCI, which is not full citizenship. This meant he would have to renounce his Indian citizenship to become a Canadian citizen. Emotional challenges that he had to face. This was an emotionally difficult decision. His Indian identity, his roots in his country, and his familial ties were incredibly important to him. He spent days reflecting, discussing with his family in the country, and seeking advice from other Indian origin Canadians who had gone through the same process. Practical considerations. He weighed the benefit of Canadian citizenship, full political right, stronger passport for travel, security of status, ability to sponsor family more easily in the future, against the emotional cost of renouncing his birth citizenship. The renunciation process. Rohan contacted the High Commission of India in Canada. He filled out the necessary forms from 22 for declaration of renunciation of Indian citizenship, submitted his Indian passport, and paid the fee. He received a renunciation certificate from the Indian authorities. The certificate was required by the IRCC. Oath of citizenship that happened in June 2025. In June, Rohan attended a virtual citizenship ceremony. he pledged the oath of citizenship to the King of Canada. Formally becoming a Canadian citizen, he received his certificate of Canadian citizenship. Now, the consequences and impact. New national identity that he acquired. Rohan is now a Canadian citizen. He can apply for a Canadian passport, vote in elections, and fully participate in all aspects of Canadian civic life. Loss of original nationality. He is no longer an Indian citizen. His Indian passport is also cancelled, and he would need a visa to visit India. Though, as a person of Indian origin, he could apply for an OCI card, which provides lifelong visa free travel and some residency rights in India, but still not full citizenship like voting. Enhanced mobility. The Canadian passport offers visa free for or on arrival to access to a large number of countries, significantly easing international travel for personal and professional reasons. Security and stability. His status in Canada is now permanent and secure, free from immigration restrictions or renewal processes. Familial implications. While he renounced his Indian citizenship, his ties to his family and culture in the country remain very strong. The renunciation is a legal act, not a sovereign or cultural act. He continues to visit his family and celebrates Indian festivals. Personal growth. The long, rigorous process, especially the emotional challenges of renunciation, solidified his commitment to his new home and deepened his underlying trust of what citizenship truly means beyond just a document. Now, in conclusion, what the case study actually illustrates to us: meeting stringent legal requirements, adhering strictly to residency, language, knowledge, and character criteria of the new country, navigating bureaucratic processes, submitting applications, attending interviews, and passing tests, facing emotional and identity challenges, especially for citizens of countries like India that do not allow dual nationality, requiring the relinquishment of their birth citizenship. This often involves a deep personal reflection of identity, belonging, and future aspirations. Commitment to a new nation. The oath of citizenship signifies a formal allegiance and a commitment to the rights and responsibilities of the new country. Now, the crux. Rohan's journey from a small town in India to becoming a citizen of Canada is a common narrative in a globally mobile world, highlighting the complex interplay of personal aspiration, legal framework, and national identity.